Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new random live stream. Today we're coming to you from the woods, as you can see. And we're going to be checking out a pretty famous location, famous on my channel at least. And we're going to be seeing who's with me today as a special guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the stream. Good morning. Is it still morning? I thought it was afternoon by now. But hey Alicia, hey Ling Ling. Hey Rhonda, and the other Rhonda. And Catherine, hey Lisa, Justin, Ace. 12:05, it is afternoon, okay. Hey, there's Mr. RJ. Hey Maureen, hey Kelly, same to you. Hope everyone has a great day. It's a hot one here in Pennsylvania. I am a sweaty mess like usual, but still good to get out, do some exploring, create some new content, some more memories. Hey Brett, hey Tammy, hey Carolyn, hey Chris. Sorry if I am huffing and puffing. It is a bit strenuous walking uphill in the heat, carrying a heavy backpack. Why are you guys watching? I thought you were in Altoona. You should be out filming. That's what I'd be doing today. That's what I am doing today. You guys spot that? Anybody know what that is? You can't hear. Can you guys hear me? Or is it just Rhonda? That is part of a railroad switch. It's a joining track. Okay, so you guys can hear me. Does anybody know where we're at yet? Do they recognize the spot? Oh, I actually passed it out. To hear your breathing issues, not so much issues, Scott, it's more just being human and exerting yourself. Usually what happens when people are in the hot weather and climbing a hill and carrying equipment, you tend to breathe heavier. So does anyone recognize this yet? I know it looks a bit different from previous videos, but I've been here more than once. I've been here with Cliff. I've been here with a group of individuals. I've been here solo. And we're back again. RJ knows where it is. Okay. And here's a special guest.
What's going on, everybody?
Mr. Matt MPG.
Yeah, I walked out a little bit. It wasn't as scary as last time. Too bad. I'm going to send the drone up here.
Okay. So the reason we're here today is because of Matt. He is in town for a couple of days doing some exploring. He met up with Alan yesterday, and we're together today to check out a few of my favorite places, show him a few things that we've covered in the past, and he wanted to definitely return to the abandoned train trestle, which is where we are right now. And we're going to cross it together live. This is what I called Facing My Fears last year. I crossed it with Cliff and nearly froze in fear. But now, even though I still have a fear of heights, after crossing it probably more than a dozen times, I'm much more comfortable navigating it. Yeah, this is the Atop Viaduct, it's locally known as. It was part of the Erie line and later became Erie-Lackawanna, last used in the early 80s. I'm gonna take off the backpack here and we're gonna cross this together. Matt's gonna get his drone up, so make sure you check out Matt's channel. He is getting some pretty cool footage from today, but here we are. You guys remember this view? Looks shaky. The camera or the bridge? I can tell you both of them are very stable. I'm using a gimbal and the bridge is not going anywhere. I don't remember the details. I can tell you what I know roughly. This is around 540 some feet across, and the highest point over the river, I believe, is 12 stories, if I'm not mistaken, 120 feet. Or it could have been 200 feet. I don't remember really.
I think it was around 110, I think.
110? Okay, so yeah, around 10, 11 stories. Yeah, so 100 feet off the air, off the ground, 500 some feet in length. Nothing to scoff at. It's a good sized trestle. Very close to resemblance from the movie Stand By Me, where they're running across. But as Matt is going to do some drone footage, I'm going to take you guys across and we'll do it together. So if you guys are ready, let's go. Make sure you're wearing proper footwear too. Don't do a Ellen. You might have, just a forewarning, you might have a little trouble calibrating the compass here on the metal rails.
Okay.
If you do, you just have to go off there in the land and do it. Okay, so here we are standing over the active rail line here. This is part of the Delaware-Lackawanna. Steamtown also uses it for excursions to Moscow, Goldsboro. No way you'd ever attempt that, says Jill. I think you would for the right circumstances, but for fun, that's a different story. But for me, it was a mission for me to do it. It was a goal I need to accomplish, and very glad I did. But the one thing I did mention that time I did is that holding the camera, talking to the camera, sharing my thoughts as I do it does make it easier. It gives you something to focus on. You guys want to see down? Let me put you guys on the main view here. This is not even the highest point. We're not even over the river yet. And Matt's got the drone. This is an incredible spot though, and looks completely different from when I crossed it in the wintertime with Cliff. It was very bare, you know, no leaves, and now it's completely surrounded by green. And up there is Interstate 380, which goes past that rock cut mountain. Right past there is the Interstate 380 bridges, which is where that train bridge I just featured recently in my channel, that they're giving it a second life, using it for construction, and later going to be turning into a rail trail. It's up that way, as well as the abandoned town of Greenville. So just giving you some proximity as to where we are. But the reason we keep returning to this bridge is because it's one of the few bridges here in Pennsylvania that is not used, it's not active, it's not posted, and gives you some incredible views. You know, it's a moderately sized bridge. You know, there are larger ones out there, but this one is our favorite local one. I think you just gave me a haircut on that. This was originally the Erie Railroad, later became the Erie-Lackawanna. And the last train to cross this bridge was in the early 1980s. So we're getting over the highest part here, which is over Roaring Brook. You can see the water down there. I'll give you guys a little bit closer vantage point. Michael, I do have that information on my video. I don't know offhand. I will pin a comment later on today with the specifications of this bridge, the year built, the length, and the height. I will share that in a pinned comment later on today. You can check back and see that. So what looks better? Do you want it on this main view, or would you prefer the wide view? Yes, I am afraid of heights, but I've crossed this bridge probably close to a dozen times now, and it does get easier each time you do it. The water level is actually really low. Typically, all that you see is usually underwater. I have flown my drone here before. I've filmed this bridge numerous times for different locations, different videos, as well as drone footage. But like I said, I encourage you to check out Matt's channel, Matt MPG, to see his perspective on it today. He has a brand new drone. Looks like somebody lit off some firecrackers here too. And just fireworks in general. This would be a pretty cool spot to light off fireworks. You get the depth of height on the wide view. Okay, so we'll keep it on wide for now. Maybe on the way back we'll switch to main view. But here I am, guys. If you watched my first video crossing this to today, you would think it's two different people. I got to maybe this point, oh, almost lost my balance. I got to this point right where I am right now, and I froze in fear. I was waiting for Cliff, and standing here still, waiting, my mind started running, and I started getting to the point where I'm like, I don't think I could do this. It's just too terrifying. And I calmed myself down, gathered my thoughts, my courage, and pushed through. And I'm so thankful that I did, because if I didn't cross it that day, I don't think I'd be crossing it ever. So even though I do have a strong fear of heights, it is good to push your limits and get out of your comfort zone from time to time. Here comes Matt now. Getting some good footage?
Yeah. I want to get a nice shot of you and I right here.
Okay. You're gonna do the pull away shot, or?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let me turn you guys around, see what we're looking at. Matt's drone's ahead of us here. He's gonna bring it down close to us and back away, do a nice pull away shot. Up, up, and away. I love doing that shot. Yeah, really nice. Beautiful day to fly too. Yeah, somebody was mentioning these are not narrow gauge rails. Nearly all trestles or train bridges, whether it's truss, girder, or trestle like this, has inner rails. That's because if the train was ever to derail, the wheels would catch on the other rail, stop it from toppling right over off the bridge. So, although it does look like narrow gauge, it is specifically to prevent derailment off the bridge. It's actually a nice breeze here right now too. It's feeling quite nice up here. And here's some tagging, of course. We all know who that is. And of course, there is a few not so stable ties that you want to avoid stepping on. Good morning, welcome everyone that's tuning in. Coming to you from the abandoned train trestle. And here is my view. I'm going to give you guys a nice little close revealing shot over the ties here. Let me get into position, give you the true perspective here. Actually, here's some nice nature down there too. Drive home was the drive home. We just took our time, no rush to get back. Yeah, it's funny because as a kid, or even a younger adult, I didn't know about the inner rails either. I always thought for maybe it was for something with the construction of the bridge, or maybe for narrow gauge rail, train cars, but no, it is indeed for derailment. I'm going to give you a view down here through the ties. Yeah, so we're roughly right down to the water, about 10, 12 stories high. I know it doesn't really do heights very well on camera, but take my word for it. There's one you don't want to step on right there. Now, typically, the piece of advice I could give to you, let me go back to wide angle. If you're ever forced to cross a train bridge, especially an abandoned one, because they're not inspected or serviced or maintained anymore, there is a very safe way to cross them, as long as there's rails on it. And what you'd want to do, if you're ever forced to cross a train bridge and you don't feel comfortable, walk over the rails like this. 1 foot on each side. That way, if anything was to fall through as far as a foot or a leg, you're not going to go all the way through. Yes, you are going to punish your private zone with that rail, but at least you won't fall all the way through. So if you are deathly afraid or want to know the safest way to do it, that is indeed how. Now, this does have what is called a manway, like a walkway platform here. This has not been maintained since the 80s. It's rotted. There's holes. There's missing planks. You would be foolish to walk on that right now. There's no amount of money, I think, in the world that would have me walk all the way across that, just because there's nothing underneath supporting it. Under the rails is the strongest part. There's metal beams and, you know, supports. So just a little helpful information if you're ever faced to do this. And there's one that's not so good there. And these rails are indeed dated too. Let me find one here. Gotta find a legible one here. Hey Lisa, you hear a helicopter. There's a Matt's drone he's flying around. Yeah, when I find a date, I'll share it with you. See you, Ling Ling. You would pass out too high for you. That's how it was my first time. It is high. You know, if I wasn't filming with you guys right now, talking, and just stood still, I think fear would overcome me. And I would definitely get nervous again. But where else do you get views like this, though? I mean, look at that skyline, the mountain landscape. And looking back, Matt's back there. See ya, Kim. All right, Dylan, I saw your comment. So right now we're roughly about halfway across. So let's keep moving and go all the way across. I'm trying to find a date on the rails. I think it's like 1920s. I'm just having a hard time locating it here. I do know I did show it in the past on videos. Of course, I'm sniffling too. My nose is running from the heat, the humidity. Let me come to the outer portion here and see. This is just outside of Dunmore, Pennsylvania. It's near the Interstate 380 highway, which is right up there. You can actually see the cars up there. Actually, I'm gonna take a little break right here. I don't know why I can't find the date. I found it last time. Do you guys think this is very close to the resemblance of the train bridge from Stand By Me? The first time I was here, actually no, the first time I saw this bridge, we didn't cross it. We just showed it from the edges of it, and I did show the movie clip from Stand By Me where the kids are running across it. I think it's River Phoenix. It's like eerily quiet now too. It does get a little bit trickier up here because the trees are growing in. And if you could tell, we are at the tops of the trees. These are full grown trees all the way down on the bottom. So you can tell how high we are. We're at the treetops. And they are overgrowing onto the trestle. Hey, David. Hey, B-Sage, beauty of a spot. Yes, it is. Lisa's saying no thanks. No thanks for what? Walking across it or watching? It's not that bad. I'm saying that now, after crossing it so many times. See, this is where you can run into some issues. Now I'm going to be forced to either crouch down or go to the side, and I'm going to go to the side so I don't have to crouch down. Hey, CJ. Yeah, it literally is the canopy of a jungle. We are at the treetops. That's how high we are. This is all the tops of the trees. Now, signal, I know, isn't as great on this side, so it may get a little bit pixelated or possibly start buffering. If it does, I will return and we'll head back. Does it make it look scarier seeing my footsteps, or do you like it? It looks scarier just looking straight ahead and not knowing where you're stepping. What is that? Something is breaking tree branches. Vacation was good. We will definitely talk about that more tomorrow night on Sunday Night Live. Look at. I see nature's carpet. CJ, I did not overcome my fear of heights. I just lurk with it. After crossing this trestle about a dozen times, you obviously do become more comfortable with it. So fear of heights is still very real. But for this particular location, I have become comfortable with it. It's Bigfoot. Oh no. Hopefully he's not hungry. I'm walking the plank, so to speak, here. There's still many bridges and locations that I will not go up or cross or even attempt to do because of my fear, so it is not gone. Tim, I am using the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. I am streaming on the Prism app. So here we are at the end. They do have this here so that ATVs or vehicles or anything doesn't try to go across it except for foot. But the rails do continue, and this is an area that we featured in other videos. Following the rails to the left will take us by the 380 bridges, the other train bridge, and the abandoned town of Greenville. To the right, the rails continue near the number 7 reservoir and eventually into the Naples junkyard. So it's quite a location. Yeah, the skeleton was here last time too. There's actually still a bone right there. I guess somebody got hungry and took it. So now that we crossed, we have to go back. So I'm going to keep you guys live as we go across one more time, and then once we get to the other side, I will wrap up the stream from there. So if you guys did tune in late, you're just in time because we're going to go across this train bridge one more time. See what I said about the planks? It is not advisable to walk on those. I do hear something. It almost sounds like a train coming. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here. I wonder if it is a train. I believe it is. Of course, I get to the other side, then train comes. Trying to get across as quick as I can to get a shot of the train. This is scary. Whew. I just missed the locomotive. That's the Delaware Lackawanna. They had about 4 Alco power units. Just missed it. I think Matt got it on his drone though. So, watching a train from an abandoned train trestle. You can actually follow the smoke. The locomotives are right there. Those are known as smoky Alcos because even though they're diesel units, they produce a lot of smoke, like a smoker steam locomotive. See if I get you guys a view through the ties up here. there she goes. You can still see the smoke in the background there in the distance. It's pulling a pretty long, heavy freight train with hopper cars, covered hopper cars. That was pretty exciting. Just missed it by about 30 seconds. I literally ran across here, which was very foolish. I shouldn't have done that. I was actually getting nervous myself, but I wanted to try to get you the train footage. Oh, we gave it the old college try.
But I got some amazing shots.
Yeah, Matt got some pretty cool shots of the drone. So make sure, like I mentioned one more time, check out his channel, Matt MPG. When he does release today's video, you'll definitely enjoy it. Whew, a lot of breath now running. Yeah, don't do what I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't run across an abandoned trestle. I'm going to take a seat here on the rails and just kind of chat with you guys for a few minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up because we have more adventuring to do today. So, Jacqueline, you can never do that. I think you could. You seem like a tough woman. Unless the train's coming, yeah. There are exceptions to everything in life. I am pouring sweat now, so I know I don't look the most glamorous, but hey, this is real life. Yeah, Matt landed safely, so that's always good. But we are filming today an area. I'm not going to give away too much as far as spoilers, but we are filming something that I filmed back in January. I did a solo adventure, not particularly right here, but kind of back in that direction. And when I release that video that we're filming today, you'll see some of the places from that adventure and some new things that we found as well. But thankfully there's cloud cover now because it's very warm out. It is pretty muggy. It's awesome seeing the train and the scenery. Yeah, it's, like I said, I don't get sick of coming here. It's like a one-of-a-kind location here in Northeast Pennsylvania, and it's one of the few that are not posted or gated off. Jahan McKay, newbie here, welcome. Enjoyed that, but couldn't do it yourself. I feel you there. It's not for everyone. But here, you know, here's the view. I'm sitting right here on the rails, so. Your new train hat should be in. If it isn't, okay. Oh, actually, I forgot to go to the post office today. I did go 2 days ago and got some packages, so I may already have it, but I didn't get to go to the post office today because I picked him up this morning. So anything that is there will be for next week, but I do have definitely a few items for tomorrow's mail call. And I'm wearing my Nature's Carpet t-shirt here. But this was just a random live stream. I didn't have plans on going live today, but since he said he wanted to go to the Trestle and fly the drone, I figured I could kill some time and chat with you guys and, you know, just kind of take it all in together. Crunch.
It's never a good sound.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. What are the odds we got a train coming?
I know.
Here?
Perfect timing.
We got some bit of overcast, so it definitely cooled down quite a bit. We're not scorching out here like we were before.
Yeah, at the moment it's not bad. Out there it's actually pretty breezy in the midway there, so felt good.
The drone did pretty good. It was fighting the wind a little bit when I was getting closer to you out towards the center there.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to sit you guys on the rails here, right in the middle, so you get perspective. Oh, button. There we are. So you guys are sitting right in the rail tie, right in between the inner rails. I can still see your comments, so I'm going to leave you there for a few moments just for a visual. Trying to contain my runny nose here. I do apologize. RJ's in the chat too.
Oh, hey RJ. Hey everybody.
Show us the drop. I'll show it in a moment. I did show it on my way across. The highest point is above the river, which I believe is 10 stories, about 100 feet. And about 540 feet in length, roughly. As I did mention earlier, later on today I will post a comment under this stream and pin that comment with all the details of this bridge, the year built, the exact length and height. CJ, $10. You deserve this for risking your life for us. Thank you, CJ, for the super chat. Now, if this was the first time crossing it, yeah, I'd be risking my life. Today, I'm actually quite comfortable.
I didn't feel that nervous even like when we were kind of coming back really fast to catch the train. And plus, I was trying to control the drone and look at the railroad ties and walk across. It wasn't nearly as bad as what it was that first time crossing in November.
Yeah, I was doing almost like a jog there. I wouldn't have done that last year. Ashley saying hi to you.
Hey, Ashley.
How do you know what kind of train is coming, what time and place? Well, depends on what particular train company operates. There is a few of them operate here. The one that just passed by was the Delaware-Lackawanna. It's a short line freight railroad that delivers to industries and businesses in Northeast Pennsylvania. Their schedule varies depending on the need by the buyer, the customer. Norfolk Southern, which is the major freight train that runs through Pennsylvania here, they do have schedules and they do have radio frequencies to listen to their approximate locations. So with a little bit of knowledge and know-how and the right equipment, you could track their progress when they're approaching or heading to different destinations. Thank you, Sean. So somebody was asking about a view from looking down here, so I'll give you that. Because right here, I'd gauge we're probably about 60 feet, maybe, roughly. It's not the highest point, but it's high enough to probably not survive that fall. I'll put you on main view, a main camera time, see if I give you a better viewpoint. And if you guys are wanting to, you could place your pennies on the track, but I don't think they'll get flattened out here. But looking across at the mountain range there, that is 380 interstate. And just through that valley line there is the abandoned town of Greenville and the other train bridge that myself and RJ did together. I released that video last week. That's where that viewer of mine found us there, of all places. So that's looking in that general direction. See any bears? No, no bears. Did see some fish earlier. We were down by the river for an earlier part of the video. Yep, you can see that train bridge from 380. This one here, you could see, and the one that we crossed that they're using for construction now. Both of them can be visible from 380, if you know where to look. But what I would pay to see a train cross this again, you know, there are pictures from, I believe, Steamtown. Yeah, pictures from standing up here watching the Steamtown passenger excursion come by underneath with a steam locomotive, which looked pretty incredible. But I think Conrail was the last one to cross this trestle here. This is the Jessup Viaduct. And I don't know if there's any footage or photos of it around, but, you know, just to go back in time and see something using this one more time. But it's an incredible place. You know, I'm glad to be back here today. I know Matt was thrilled to come back and fly his drone, so I could never get tired of coming here. You know, whether you come summer, spring, fall, winter, it is something to take in and witness with your own eyes.
Well, that's like I said, you know, the first time I was here was November, and everything was barren, everything was dead. You know, it was still cool to be out here. It looked like something out of The Walking Dead, but now being back here when everything is in bloom, it's you know, it's awesome.
Yeah,
being out here.
It's almost transformed.
It really is. I just wish we could have been here when that train,
I know,
right down there. That close.
And I was over there too, and I heard the roar of the engines.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be a truck on the highway or something like that.
And then it got louder and louder. I'm like, that's a train.
I'm like, I think there's a train coming. I started jogging. Kinzawat Bridge, yeah, I'm well aware of that bridge. Unfortunately, that one you can't cross. It is pretty much wiped away from, I believe it was a tornado. But I still like to see that in person. But this one is intact. This one is abandoned. It's not a tourist attraction. This is kind of our own little private abandoned trestle. and just glad to share it with you today. I'm going to stand up, give you guys one more quick vantage point, and then I'm going to wrap up the stream because I got to continue filming today's video and pick up where I left off. So the last time this bridge was used was around the time I was born. You know, I'm born in 81. This is last used around 82, 83, I believe. So it's been, you know, standing still, frozen in time for nearly 40 years. Matt's channel is Matt MPG. You could just search that, or if one of the mods want to post a link to his channel, they could. He is more traditionally known as a car channel, but in 2019 he kind of transformed and shifted gears into more nature and exploring, which I think was a good idea for him, and that's why he's doing this type of locations today. It's like Adam the Who says, whatever you do, don't look down. I'm going to go right up to the middle here, right over the Roaring Brook, which is the highest point of the trestle. RJ's defiant against the rules. So this is the highest point, roughly 10, 11 stories high above the water. Also too, let me zoom in. Right up there you see a billboard sign and a rock face right there. I did a video up there as well, a live stream called the QT Jackpot. That's an abandoned road up there that goes up to the top of the mountain, and we found dozens of QT markings. So that is the same area. And when I was up there, I showed this trestle from there. I did that over the springtime. So a lot of things to film in this small location here, you know, small proximity. Don't want to walk on that platform like I mentioned. Be afraid of tripping. Yeah, Kara, I'm more afraid of dropping something rather than tripping. I walk in the center of the rails here. If you trip and fall, you're just going to fall flat on your face. You're not going to roll off. But dropping something is a real concern. All right, everyone, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. This was just a random live stream, spare of the moment type thing. And I figure it's a good opportunity to bring it back here once again, to see it in full bloom, to bring Matt back here. And of course, we caught the tail end of a train as I was foolishly running across this bridge. So like I say, don't do as I do, do as I say. But definitely head over to his channel. I will link it down below in the description once I do get back home later on today. But Matt MPG, very simple to find. Like I said, he's been doing more adventuring, exploring videos lately. And today, I'm excited to see what his footage looks like, not only with his action camera, but through the aerial views of his Mavic Air 2. Any departing words? No, this was a ball. Even though it was, you know, pretty warm today, it really wasn't that bad at all. And it was, I love the places that we got to see, the reservoir and the that abandoned pump house and the pipe. So, you know, last time we came to the trestle coming this way, and then this time we did it from a different direction. Right. So it's pretty cool always see something new. Yeah, he's been to this area a few times, and each time he gets to see something new and different. My video from today will be out probably in a few weeks. I do have a bank load of videos to release to you guys. So today's adventure will be out in the near future, probably sometime in August, but nonetheless, it will be something worth checking out to see what we did kind of discover and revisit today. So anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on today's random live stream across the abandoned trestle here. Fantastic time as always. If you haven't done so, please give the video a thumbs up on your way out. And lastly, just want to thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. don't forget, tomorrow night, Sunday Night Live, 9 p.m. I will be live, and we'll be sharing details from my vacation. So until then, thanks for watching.
Cool.
Now I have to go back in to the video